Good Wednesday, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you for being here on this March the 2nd of 2022. 10 years. 10 years. Blessed is the only word that I keep coming back to, especially for us here in Sagersville, Magoffin County. We lost no lives. Our neighbors in Johnson and Morgan counties weren't so fortunate, but 10 years nonetheless. You'll be able to take a look back with us in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent. You'll be able to join local EMS, fire, rescue, other individuals as well, and anyone who would like to be there in the Ramey Park as they are arriving right now at the 6 o'clock hour for the small moment of silence I would expect, marking the 10th anniversary at 7:02 in just a few moments. With that said, headlines before I head out to that location. I do need to preface the rest of the program by saying the large format printer in the next room running. I usually try to limit that during recording and airing, but sometimes it's a must. Also, any thuds are the crews that I just left up on the roof still working feverishly to try to get the roof replaced before the rains come late Saturday night, Sunday morning. So, any usual sounds, well, my apologies in advance. The weather's still going to be beautiful all the way through Saturday. The rain's still looking pretty much on schedule to be Saturday night, late, early Sunday morning. We'll give you a brief summation on an update on your forecast in just a few moments. A lot of headlines to talk about tonight. We'll have a quick COVID update, and we'll have a few other things that we normally do. We'll talk about power bills first and foremost. Well, that explains it. I guess you could preface it by saying. So there was an article that started circulating, and we'd already been trying to run down the information from the Kentucky Public Service Commission, and finally got some word back earlier today about an overcharging, if you will, of more than $3 million to utility customers. We have all been complaining about our power bills now as of late, since around December, January, that time frame, and we've had some good reason to. Kentucky Power penned a letter to the Kentucky Public Service Commission saying that it had indeed overcharged customers about $3.25 million in the month of January, and that after recognizing that money will be reapplied to those customers' accounts in the March billing cycle. Overcharging, a result of a fuel adjustment clause, which is there in place by the state to allow the company to get its costs back related to fuel costs that might go up and down, and more often up. So the overcharge, an over recovery, is now going to happen, or has happened, and that resulted in the higher than normal fuel adjustment clause factor caused by high fuel costs and higher than estimated usage. So in the letter, this is in part what it says. The company will reduce its March fuel adjustment clause factor by some 72%. We reached out to Kentucky Power and received a response earlier this afternoon with a quick explanation of the fuel adjustment. Representatives of Kentucky Power saying that each month they file fuel information with the Public Service Commission in Kentucky, and Kentucky Power's fuel adjustment is billed on a 2-month lag. And over or under recovery normally occurs since there's no way to know the exact amount of electricity that customers will use in a month. And they explained that when Kentucky Power calculated its January fuel adjustment factor, the factor had to be based on November energy usage. Energy usage increased in January due to a colder than normal hit of weather, causing the total amount collected for fuel adjustment to be higher than the amount necessary for collection. And that overcollection, they say, is going to be immediately put back into the next calculation. So in February, they reported, technically just last month, to the tune of a few days, the $3.2 million in over-recovery. And that over-recovery, they say, is already being reflected in customers' bills for the month of March. In fact, the $3 million brought the March FAC rate down by 72%. They say that those fuel costs are used to generate electricity at our plants, and Kentucky Power doesn't profit off of those expenses, but it is passed on to the customers per state regulations. That formula there at the bottom of your screen would allow you to calculate your next fuel charge. And let me add this, I and my editor, Heather Oney, have spent a significant portion out of the afternoon trying to calculate and get an estimate as to what an average customer or one who uses a great deal of electricity might actually see in a reduction in their March bill. It is math that is over my head per that equation that I just showed you, and I'll leave it at that. However, you can, of course, check your kilowatt usage when your March bill arrives, and then, of course, use that equation and get some idea as to exactly how they arrived at that figure. So with that said, on to other headlines this evening. 17 people in Kentucky, some in the eastern part of the state, all indicted for chicken fighting. An intense investigation by the FBI and other federal authorities and those on the state level has resulted in cases which have now seen indictments in several Kentucky counties. A total of 4 indictments issued by the federal grand jury currently sitting in London named 17 Kentuckians who have been indicted for various offenses related to animal fighting and cruelty. In the first indictment, the grand jury charged a Cruz Mercado Vasquez, 43 of Maysville, with 2 counts of attempted bribery of the sheriff in that particular area in Mason County, trying to bribe him of more than $5,000 on at least 2 separate occasions to influence the sheriff with a planned animal fighting venture. The indictment alleges that he knowingly bought, possessed, and trained roosters to participate in the animal fighting venture and tried to pay the sheriff off. In another indictment, 55-year-old Ricky Dale Johnson and 31-year-old Jacqueline Rochelle Johnson, Harold Fuzzy Hale, 72, all of London, were indicted with conspiracy of knowingly sponsoring and exhibiting animals in an animal fighting venture in connection with the Bald Rock Chicken Pit in Laurel County. The indictment alleges that Ricky Johnson rented property from Hale for about 2 months in 2021 and then operated a cockfighting ring there for a number of weeks. Many others were also charged as well. The third indictment charged 72-year-old Millard Hubbard of Manchester, 42-year-old Timothy Sizemore of Manchester, and at least 3 or 4 other people with 1 count each of conspiracy to knowingly sponsoring or exhibiting animal fighting ventures. The third indictment also says that between November of 18 and 2020, the defendants conspired to operate weekly animal fighting ventures at the Riverside Game Club in Manchester, and that some of the accused cataloged entry fees, weighed the roosters, tracked the weapons that were used, arranged the fights, tracked the wins and losses, advertised for the fights as well, and had admission fees, and promoted the events, paying employees regularly. In the fourth indictment, Walter Mitchell of Ewing and Jerry McVeigh, 47, and Linda McVeigh, 42, of Carlisle, conspiracy for an operation on the Nicholas and Fleming County line for an established cockfighting ring there. Special Agent in Charge Jody Cohen of the FBI out of Louisville said the gruesome ritual of animal fighting simply has no place in a civilized society. Animal cruelty, however, is just one criminal aspect surrounding this barbaric activity. Whether it is illegal gambling or the attempted corruption of our public officials, the criminal enterprise surrounding cockfighting operations will not be tolerated. The investigation preceding the indictment was conducted by the USDA, FBI, KSP, the Gaming Commission out of Indiana, and other entities. It is never too early for spring to spring at the seasonal shop, and it has. With new ladies' fashions in and arriving daily from all the fashion houses you've come to love, like Royce, Mud Pie, Charlie Page, Simply Southern, they have a new line of spring tees from Ivory Ella, and amazing scents in soaps, body lotions, and home fragrance diffusers by Michael Design Works, with something for every room in the house. Plus new home decor, and as always, so much more at the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville. Find all of your sign and graphic solutions at Independent Signs and Graphics in Sayersville, where we can put your logo on everything from custom leather patched hats to wall hangings and decor, all made on our new laser printer. And if you don't have a logo, well, we can do that too. We do everything from banners to plastic, aluminum, decorative hanging signs, vehicle graphics, and full wraps. And campaign signs, yes, we will meet or beat any area price on yard signs, 4x4 billboards, bumper stickers, flyers, whatever you need. And the quality of our workmanship, the quality of our materials, and our artwork are always top shelf at Independent Signs and Graphics here at the Sayersville Independent, 349-2915.
I'm Kelly Collins.
And I'm Taylor Shepard.
And we are with the Golden Law Office. We both began our legal careers in Lexington, representing the nation's largest insurance companies. This experience provided us with inside knowledge as to how the insurance company will defend your case.
We are now taking that knowledge and returning to our hometown in Eastern Kentucky.
As a partner at Golden Law Office, we are returning home to continue to help those hurt through no fault of their own. If you or a family member have been injured in an auto or truck accident, call Golden Law Office today.
Whether the new year brings you new dreams or you're working towards the same ones, let Salyersville National Bank help you build, bank, or save for them. Salyersville National has been helping dreams come true since 1902. Give them a call at the main location, 349-3131, or the branch, 6121.
My name is Tony Allen, and I'm a candidate for McGoffin County Clerk. Just as my family and I have served you at our restaurant, the Farmhouse Diner, we will be there to serve you in the clerk's office. You will be greeted with a smile. The office will be organized, neat, inviting, and we will do all we can to help everyone, regardless of your party, last name, or how you vote. We will be open during lunch, and we will have a long evening each week for folks who get in late. We will be open every other Saturday and have a plan to better serve the elderly in our community. I'm fighting to win this election and the trust of McGoffin County. I will not let you down, nor will I forget that the people chose me to be their clerk. Vote number 1 on the ballot, Big Tony Allen for McGoffin County Clerk.
Do you really want to get caught in this again on those tires? Get there in one piece and save. Conley Tire's got specials going on right now through the end of March, like $100, even $200 back on a set of Goodyears. And get those tires, brakes, service, whatever you need with 6 months no-interest financing. Conley Tire in Staffordsville or conleytire.net.
It's called indexing, and it's a term that is being used for a new calculation that some Kentucky legislators say they want to use to determine how long a person in Kentucky can draw unemployment. While it could range in a different number of weeks for different Kentuckians, it would be less than the current 26-week maximum for everyone. It's House Bill 4, and just yesterday, the Kentucky Senate Committee on Economic Development, Tourism, and Labor voted to send it on to the Senate for their consideration by a vote of 6-4. How would it work? People could collect unemployment benefits from 12 to 24 weeks, the number of weeks determined by, again, indexing, which is a calculation that will be based on the average statewide unemployment rate during a 90-day span. For example, there was one article I read that if the bill had actually been enacted back year before last, I believe, during a specific time frame of some 90 days or so, those people at that particular time on unemployment, instead of collecting 26 weeks, would have only collected anywhere from 12 to 14. The governor, as he has continued to say since the beginning, says he is in opposition and against the proposed benefit cuts. Well, real quickly, we've lost an inspiration here in McGoffin County that I first come to really know when I sat down and had the following interview with him 6 years ago, roundabout. He overcame a lot of adversity and fulfilled a dream and made us all very proud, and has now passed away at the age of 68. Michael Holbrook started running for exercise when he was a young 48 years old because he knew that heart disease ran in his family. He then started to compete and run in different races, 5Ks, and then set his sights on someday running in the Boston Marathon. A lot of folks train all their lives. Not everyone that does even gets to do it. But in November of 2014, he qualified for the Boston. Mike ran a time of 3 hours and 44 minutes and 12 seconds, more than 10 minutes under the requirement for his age group. But that's really just where his story began. At that time in 2014, everything was going great for Mike, but just a few months after he qualified, he noticed he started to limp. He thought it was an old injury, and he kept running and competing, 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons. And his limp got worse, and his finishing times got slower, and he finally started to seek some medical advice. Later in 2016, he got so bad that he was unable to run at all and was actually falling down sometimes 5-6 times a day.
And then hours and hours of doctor's visits and examinations later, he was told that he had a motor neuron disease, and the doctor said that his history of running had undoubtedly kept it at bay and from progressing any faster, and he said there was just no way he'd ever run the Boston or any other marathon again. Mike went home. He started studying, learning himself, his own body, more and more, and exercised even more, went to the gym, and slowly he ran longer and longer, fell less and less, and on April the 18th of 2016, he lined up with 30,000 other runners to start the race that is, of course, considered the Super Bowl of running, thinking if he could keep falling, he told us then, at the Independent, he'd have a chance to finish. His goal was to do what doctors told him wasn't possible, to finish the Boston Marathon in under the 6-hour time limit and bring home a gold medal. He walked a lot, he ran a lot, and he crossed the finish line at 5 hours and 51 minutes and 44 seconds. Yeah, his time was 2 hours slower than his qualifying time, but he accomplished the Boston Marathon after overcoming all of those obstacles. Mike told us that after finishing the race that qualified him for the Boston Marathon, he said, "We don't know what the future holds or whether I will ever get to Boston, but I qualified, and with God's help, I will run the Boston Marathon." And indeed, he did. And I'm sad to announce that our inspiration, Michael Holbrook, passed away earlier today at his home at the age of 68. I'll have funeral services that are available at this hour for Mike in just a few moments. From there, a quick COVID update coming in a few moments as well. But right now, let's go to tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. And see, as you will see here, and as I gather my notes, it begins with a birthday wish. A happy birthday to Leanne, and that is indeed Leanne Mead. And happy birthday tonight comes from, of course, Bill and Holly, Kate and Will and Sherry and Marvin and Margie. Happy birthday tonight to Leanne Mead. Happy birthday to you. Let's see. Going on to the calendar. Oh, and I didn't have the time on this. I realized this just earlier, a few moments ago, actually, that the Meet the Hornets event that is set for this Saturday at the baseball field, weather's going to be nice, warm, not too sunny, and very warm, is going to be starting around 11 o'clock with the first event. They're going to be announcing our Cal Ripken youth, our middle school and our high school teams. An alumni softball team will follow as well. $2 for adults to get in, and everyone else, kids and students, get in for free. So come meet the Hornets this Saturday, starting at 11 and lasting throughout the afternoon at the McGoffin County High School baseball field. And that's it for the calendar tonight, except to say that when you have an announcement and you want everyone to know what it is, call me or tell me, or phone or mail, however you can get it to me, and I'll tell everyone about it. Funeral service announcements provided nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home include a reminder of services to be held tomorrow morning at 11 for Wanda Jean Wilson, 64 of Sarasota, Florida, formerly of McGoffin County. Again, services tomorrow morning at 11 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Fred R. Joe Keaton, 85 of New Mexico, formerly of Sagersville, passed away yesterday at his home, the son of the late John C. and Gracie Walters Keaton. He's survived by daughters Frida Stevens and Felicia Childers, and sons Ricky Clay Keaton and Charles David Keaton, as well as Joseph Joe Keaton. Services are incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon through the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And as I said earlier, services are still yet to be announced for 68-year-old Michael Holbrook of Sagersville, who passed away earlier today at his home. Also passing away earlier today at his home here in McGoffin County, 64-year-old Danny Joe McFarland. Those two to be announced by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works. 349-9999.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Not everything has changed over the years. Fraser's Prater Drug Store is still your most trusted pharmacy, where you can get your prescription brought to you curbside or make your way to the counter for a snack, lunch, or an incredibly sweet treat. And check out Strings and Things inside the shack, the Radio Shack, musical instruments, guns, ammo, electronics, and more. It's as wonderfully unique of a shopping experience as is the selection at Fraser's Prater Drug Store in downtown Salyersville.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
If you've been waiting on the new Samsung Galaxy S22 device, then the team at Appalachian Wireless has some good news for you. Appalachian Wireless is launching all Samsung S22 models on sale. Every S22 model will be $150 off normal contract pricing. Or take $100 off and we'll pay the taxes on the Appalachian Advantage. Visit one of our retail or dealer locations and on the web, because we don't want you to miss this fantastic deal. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Next, your COVID update for the state of Kentucky and the county of McGoffin.
Statewide, we have a positivity rate that is now below 8%, 7.73%. New cases today, still over 2,000, but still headed in the right direction, still seeing a significant decline in total daily cases. Not, however, in the number of new deaths confirmed each and every day. Another 35 confirmed here in the Commonwealth in the last 24 hours, as we see all numbers, except the number of those who are dying, go down. Turning to McGoffin County COVID numbers today, it looks to be right on par with yesterday's numbers. We are also on par to see another decrease this week compared to last. 14 cases confirmed today through the McGoffin County Health Department, which is the same number we had yesterday. Add up all those cases from Saturday. With still 2 days left to go, we have a total of 50 cases right now. We had a total of 84 last week, so it looks as though we will see another, hopefully, at least a slight decrease in total cases again this week here in McGoffin County. We only saw a decrease by the number of 2 from last week to the one prior, 86 to 84, and we hope to be at least on that trend, if not more. 1 current hospitalization.
Just a little FYI, I have not, as you've not seen any highlights, been to the 15th Region Tournament as of yet. A lot happening around here. I say that a lot, but a lot happening around here. I hope to make it by some championship round action, if not before. But just to get you caught up, last night was the last night of girls' quarterfinal action. Paintsville easily took down Belfry 50-22, and Lawrence County defeated Shelby Valley 57-41. So that means right now, girls' first round action is done, and we have a Martin and Pikeville matchup. The two have never played each other. Martin 23-6, Pikeville 29-2. And in the other round of the semis, you have Paintsville and Lawrence County, who also have not played each other this season. Lawrence County 26-7, possibly a favorite over Paintsville, who's 19-12. Boys action starts tonight. And with that said, here's your Licking Valley RACC outlook. Still holding on to the sunshine and the warm air.
Absolutely, and you'll notice, well, as you've noticed over my shoulder a few seconds ago, days are getting longer, and we're now getting one day closer to, of course, daylight savings and spring. Just, I think, 18 days away now and counting? But who's counting, right? I am. I'm counting every day. 45 degrees and mostly cloudy skies tonight. Again, nothing in the form of any precipitation until Saturday night, late, early Sunday morning, technically. So mostly cloudy tonight. Southwesterly winds 5 to 16 miles per hour at times. And for your Thursday, 56 degrees. We have the weak cold front that we've been talking about that will knock temperatures down some, but still partly sunny. A milder wind out of the northeast, 3 to 7 miles per hour. We'll get just below freezing tomorrow night, down to 30, so it'll be a cold morning on your Friday, but we rebound pretty nicely on Friday. Mostly sunny skies, clear, 60 degrees, nighttime lows. We'll add 13 degrees to be in the low 40s. And then we'll even improve even more for your Saturday. Out and ahead of this next cold front, which has got more juice to it, we might see 74, 75 degrees on your Saturday. And right now it's going to be with partly sunny skies and without any showers until early Sunday morning after 2 a.m. right now. It looks to be the consistent estimate that we've had for the past 48 hours or so. So 74, partly sunny, and a very spring-like Saturday. That is out and ahead of another cold front that does give us some shower chances and some storm chances as well. So a 20% chance during the overnight on Saturday, but then Sunday, not quite as nice, and we'll take about 20 degrees out of the forecast as well. So 74 on your Saturday, down to about 54, 55 on your Sunday, and shower and storm chances will ramp up to 70%, 80% on your Monday, low 70s again. And then the cooler air behind all of that after the cold front passes, leaving us with 50, partly sunny, and 30% chance of showers on Tuesday, and 48 and partly sunny, and a slight chance of some lingering showers into your Wednesday. Bottom line, best takeaway from all of this is it's nice all the way through your Sunday. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. I don't want to say enjoy it while it lasts because it's, it's spring, sooner than not.
And that's going to wrap it up for tonight. As always, a sincere thank you for watching, and see you next time.